Morning, everyone. Just going to show you this one very quickly. My latest Star Wars coins arrived. Yay! More dust collecting fodder. Reason for today's video. It's not Star Wars or 50p related. I've often been asked by people on the channel, friends, relatives, colleagues at work, why do you collect? How do you collect? What do you collect? And what does it cost? Well, I'm a hoarder. That's the reason this is a dust collector. All I can suggest to people is if you want to go out and start collecting, think of a theme, whether it be current monies, your ones, your twos, your fives, and so on, or you want to go down the route of, I don't know, predecimal. So your pennies, your halfpennies, your farthings, that sort of thing. Well, if you've got the money, depends. You might want to try going down the silver route. Some people collect nothing but silver, others go for nothing but copper. Once you get into it, you do tend to get sucked in, so be very, very careful. For me, I started collecting solely just the current money. So every time I went shopping, emptied my pocket out, had a quick look, see what was in there. Oh, I haven't got that one. It's a 1970 whatever penny or 5p or 20p or, whatever coin there was. If I didn't have it, I put it into a folder. Now, folders themselves can be very cheap or very, very expensive. Depends on what you want to go for. So, for starters, you can have these small little wallets. You just make sure whatever coin you're going to start collecting, it fits. So the wallet on this one, for example, is quite a large size. I think I had halfpennies in these. This one, can't remember what I had in that one now. I think it was 10p's at one point. Current 10 pences, till I've moved them all over to my bigger folders. So the folder I use for the 50p's from all the coin hunts, as you can see, it's quite wide. It takes 5 one way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 the other. So you're talking 35 coins, slightly bigger than A4. And that big one was probably about 12, 13 quid on Amazon. But you're trying to collect money. You don't want to go spending it. So for the time being, just keep them and put the coins to one side. See what you've got. When it looks like you've actually starting to get date runs, then maybe consider looking around on Amazon, eBay, maybe even secondhand shops where they've got coins. You may find some of these up for grabs fairly cheap. One of the other options you might want to consider is going down potentially the foreign route. You might not be interested in British coins. So here, for example, I've got a huge bag of American pennies. I've gone through all those, taken all the wheat pennies out, got my run going, everything's where it should be, and I'm more than happy. Now, the other thing to consider as well is obviously the cost. Keeping it to just the current coinage in your pocket from shopping and finding the odd coin on the floor, that sort of thing, that's absolutely fine. That's routine. That's run of the mill. But depending, like I say, on what area you want to concentrate on, the price could go up. So some Elizabeth II Predecimal stuff, most of it, it's fairly cheap. It's easily obtainable, whether it be farthings or threepenny bits, the brass ones, or the old 2 shillings, the florins. They are all fairly common. When you go back to the mid 40s, that's when silver was starting to be taken out of coinage. So from about 46, 47 and before, there's silver. So you've got to account for the cost increase because there's silver. And when you go back to the 20s, there was silver in them days, but at a greater amount, 92%. Whereas by the 30s and 40s, it was down to 50%. So you've got to think about that cost. Also, things like actual silver coins. If you want to go down the silver bullion route, then you want to go through a reputable dealer. Now, personally, I go through the Royal Mint every single time. I don't use anybody else, but that's my choice. Just consider what it is you want to collect. Another thing to actually consider really is if you want to collect in bulk, then if you're looking at old pennies, old halfpennies, that sort of thing, yeah, eBay's your place. You can go on there and you can pick up a big bag for a relatively cheapish amount. And it's a good few hours worth of fun then going through them, checking them over, seeing if you've got them or haven't got them, check the quality, maybe even look into the different varieties, because at some point you will come across coins with varieties. So that could be something as simple as a slight change in the profile or the wording, or even the image on the reverse could be slightly different. And another option as well for storage, once you get down the route of having silver or something that's old that you want protected, you've got these little cards, little bit of plastic, clear plastic in the middle that fold in half. You then staple them down. You can write across the top, the bottom, the back, whichever. And then you can handle this as often as you like because it's plastic and you won't be touching the coin. So you can put them out on display if you've got some nice ones. These are just some cheap generic ones I got off of Amazon a little while back. I got these are the small ones. There's another one with a much, much bigger circumference for bigger coins. And then if push comes to shove, you want to really start splashing out on storage. You've got capsules, the proper actual capsule, the plastic thing itself. So something like this, where you've got your coin inside. Again, you can play around with it as much as you like. You're not going to be touching the coin. You're not going to get grubby fingerprints, greasy prints all over it. So once you start getting into this little collection, it soon starts to grow. The one word of warning I will give you is, as I said just now, yes, you're spending money to save money, to make money, to collect money. It will cost you eventually. You will sit there one day and look at the bookshelf that you've got your display in, or a drawer that you've got some boxes in, and suddenly go, so that's where my money's gone. Don't tell the missus. Really, all I can say is if you want to get into a hobby like coin collecting, go for it. It's good fun. The people that around you that do it as well will help you. People like myself, other coin collectors, other people on YouTube. There are so many out there now, always willing to help. So if you've got any questions, just ask. If I can't help you, I'll pass you on to somebody who I believe can. Now, if you go down the route of modern coins, the current money you get in your pocket, one of the best ways to actually try and build a year run isn't by going shopping and constantly using cash. Well, it is. It's one of the good ways. It's a good, fun way of doing it. You get some surprises that way. But go to the bank. This bag of pennies is literally £1. There's £1 of 1p coins. So if you got a fiver's worth, that's 500 coins to sit through. And you could quite easily build up a good run. Same with the 2p's. All the denominations are on the front and the values that you will get. So once you start going up through the values, what you can start looking at is 20p's. You can have £10 worth of 20p's. These 5p's, there's a fiver in there. So that's £5 worth of 5p's to sit through. So even if you went down to your bank and spent, say, £10 on different amounts of coins, a couple of quid here, a couple of quid there, and a fiver on that one, that's a good few hours worth of sitting down quietly, magnifying glass to hand if you've got bad eyesight like me, just to see what you've got and to build that run. So the only real thing I can really say now, the last thing would be take your time. Don't rush into it. Consider the collecting aspect, what topic it is you're looking into. Like I say, whether it's current coins, predecimal, foreign, whether it's copper, whether it's silver, or even gold. Take your time, get a bit of a routine going, a bit of a rhythm, maybe even give yourself a bit of a budget for each month, just so you don't go too crazy. Because if you start collecting 50p's that come out, you buy them on a regular basis, suddenly you will get into £5 coins, and then you start paying out for those. And when you realise that the £5 coin is 15 quid from the Royal Mint plus postage, you suddenly think, this is going to start to mount up. Again, don't tell the missus. So I'll leave it there for now. All I'll say is, if you're interested, give it a go. If you collect current coins, modern day coins, and it's not for you, you haven't lost any money, because you can just go back out and spend them again. But if you get into the pre-decimal stuff, and any of the valuable metals as well, that is where you need to start to concentrate on what you're doing. But even then, if it's not for you at the end of the day, you can sell it on, and hopefully you'll get most of your money back, if not more, depending on the coin. So for now, all I can say is best of luck and cheers all.